Hello, I'm Maria Taher, the DVIRC coordinator at Woman Inc. This is the first of a series of training videos that Woman Inc. is going to put out about how to use the Domestic Violence Information and Referral Center website. For a quick reference, I will refer to the Domestic Violence Information and Referral Center as the DVIRC. In this video, we'll cover the background of the DVIRC project, the features of the home page, the three-tier model that we use to sort out resources, and how to find reference documents that explain how the various features of the website operate. First, I'll log in. As a member of the DVIRC, your agency will have a unique username and password to log into the system with. If you do not know your agency's username and/or password, please contact Woman Inc. at 415-864-4777 extension 325 or email at Maria, M-A-R-I-Y-A, at womaninc.org to retrieve this information. Each agency is allowed up to 2 usernames. Usernames can be shared with the agency and multiple users can be shared or can be logged on simultaneously using one username. After I've logged onto the site, and if this is the first time I'm logging on using the agency's username, I will be taken directly to the home page. Before I go over the features, I'll give you a little background on the DVIRC. Background of the DVIRC. The DVIRC mission is as an online interactive community network. The Domestic Violence Information Referral Center provides a safe space for member Bay Area domestic violence service providers to share, network, and access updated information so that effective and appropriate resources and referrals can be offered to domestic violence survivors. 2 years ago, 23 domestic violence agencies in the Bay Area came together to share ideas about a website that would provide real-time updates on bed count availability at domestic violence shelters, as well as provide information on other resources needed by domestic violence survivors in the Bay Area. This initial group of domestic violence agencies also wanted a space on the website where they could share tools with one another that would help build their agency's capacity. Now, the DVIRC is fully operational and has 30 member agencies. The project was developed by Woman Inc. and Force by Design. It is funded by the Women's Foundation of California, the Verizon Foundation, and Blue Shield of California Foundation. What is contained on the website? The DVIRC's centralized database has aggregated information on domestic violence agencies and their services. The DVIRC helps provide up-to-date and easy-to-search resources allowing domestic violence agencies to provide more accurate referrals. This comprehensive database contains each agency's mission, a link to their website, phone numbers, geographic service area, language capacity, service hours, accessibility, service offered, age of population serviced, shelter bed availability, current capacity, and more. The information is searchable and grouped by many of these parameters. The DVIRC also allows the domestic violence field to access best practices, training resources, and other information material to help build staff skills and/or organizational capacity. Home page features. There are a few notable features on the home page that I would like to point out. Learn more. On the home page, you will find a description of the DVIRC project as well as descriptions on each one of the main tabs. These tabs are Home, Find Resources, Resource Lists, Save Filters, Reports, Community. Next to each section, down here below, you will see a Learn More button. You can click on the Learn More link to get more detailed information on a specific menu page. Frequently asked questions. The frequently asked questions contains common questions and scenarios experienced by users of the website. Please click on the link to see if your questions might be answered here. This file contains frequently asked questions about the DVIRC. If you cannot find the file, you can also search for it in the search box up top. If you have a question and it isn't answered on this document, please email the question to the DVIRC coordinator at Maria, M-A-R-I-Y-A, at womaninc.org. Make Find Resources my home page. To bypass the home page and go directly to the Find Resources page, please check this box. Once you check it, upon login, you will automatically be taken to the Find Resources page. Find Resources page. Before we move on to the features found on the Find Resources page, first let me explain the structure of this website. DVIRC Website Framework, the 3-tier model. When I click the Find Resources tab, I can see a list of all the resources listed in the database. As you can see, there are 7 columns of information for each one: agency, service location, service detail, available beds for family, available beds for single, last modified, and access line. We're going to pay attention to the first 3 right now. Services in the DVIRC are organized according to a 3-tier model. This means that information is organized on 3 levels. The first level is agency information, the second level is service location, the third level is service detail. As you can see, the columns on the Find Resource page match these levels: agency, service location, service detail. Before explaining what each level contains, let us look at a diagram of this 3-tier model found on the home page. To find the 3-tier model, please click on the Learn More button next to the Find Resources. As you can see in this model, the tiers become more specific in nature as to the detail contained within each tier. The first tier, agency, is the most broad. The information pertaining to this tier involves the overall agency's name. The second tier, service location, contains the physical office locations where the agency resides and provides services, while the third tier, service detail, contains specific information about the services given. In this example, you'll see that we have an agency called AB Agency. The organization's name is AB Agency. This agency has 2 service locations. They have a shelter, and then they also have a main office. Through the shelter, if we look at the third tier, they provide crisis management, and they also operate as an emergency shelter. While at the main office, they provide support groups. Let us look at the Find Resource page to see how this model is put to use. You will see the 3 levels of information here. Agency. The agency is again the organization that provides the service. Many agencies have multiple locations with multiple services at each one. Here is the service location, the second tier. The service location is again where people would go to access that service. Please note that the system is set up so that no one could enter the address of a domestic violence shelter. That is always kept confidential. Security measures have also been put in place to ensure that if the information were accidentally entered into the system, as long as the agency is associated as a domestic violence shelter, the DVIRC will not allow you to save the address and associate it with the agency. The third tier, service detail, is the actual service that is being provided. This could be a shelter, a legal assistance, therapy, childcare, or many other things. We will look at the 24-hour Oakland Parent-Teacher Children's Center as an example. You can see that the 24-hour Oakland Parent-Teacher Children's Center agency appears 3 times here. It has 2 locations. One of those locations is listed twice. You'll see that the International Boulevard location is listed twice. There is also a Fruitvale District Office address. This is because through the International Boulevard location, there are 2 services provided at that office. College scholarships are offered there, and the agency operates as a 24-hour emergency shelter. The other location is listed once. There's only 1 service provided there. This agency operates as a 24-hour children's center service. That's how the 3-tier model of services work. Reference documents. Now I just want to show you where you can find a couple of self-help guides to operate and make updates to DVIRC Find Resource page. To access these guides, you will need to click on the Community tab. Then click on the See Reference Documents button. To find information relating to the DVIRC itself, you will need to go into the DVIRC library. There are two ways to go about accessing this library. The first way is, on the side tab, you will see a section where it says My Libraries. Make sure you checkbox the library that is called DVIRC Information. Once you checkbox that, it will automatically take you to the library. The second way to find the DVIRC library is to click on the button up above that says Search in All Libraries. There is a drop-down menu. Click it and look for the DVIRC Information Library. Check that library and then click on Go. In this library, you will find all documents relating to the DVIRC. There are a few documents that I would like to point out. These documents will be very helpful if you are new to the DVIRC system or if you need to be refreshed on a certain feature. The first document I would like to point out is the DVIRC Quick Start Guide. If you click on it, you can open the document. Once you get to this page, you have two options. You can either download the document itself by clicking on the download button, or you can open up the document through the DVIRC website. Click the full screen button. Through the full screen button, you have several options. You can scroll through pages by clicking on the arrows down below. You can also zoom in and out of the document as needed. Once you are done with the document, you can exit this screen by clicking on the button at the bottom right. The DVIRC Quick Start Guide is geared towards answering basic questions. However, if you would like more detailed information regarding a specific feature found on the DVIRC, there is also a DVIRC User Guide available. This user guide is very comprehensive and extremely detailed about each feature found on the DVIRC. The guide, as well as the Quick Start Guide, has screenshots so you can easily follow along with the instructions. I will now exit the guide. The DVIRC Frequently Asked Questions document can also be found in this library. Click on this document to see if your question might be answered here. Two other documents that I would like to point out on how to edit resource information and how to create new resources on the DVIRC are also found in this document. They are called How to Edit Existing Resource Information and How to Add New Resources on the DVIRC. These documents will help you navigate the system. All documents found on this library will always be up to date, and if new versions come out, they will always be posted to this library. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Next up will be a video with more specifics about searching for resources.